Hey, my name is Emily Whitehurst, and I have a solo project called Survival Guide. You might remember me as Agent M, former vocalist of the punk band Tsunami Bomb, but Survival Guide is very different from that. I just released an album on Double Helix Records called Death Dreams. It's synthy, sort of new wave-ish, sort of cinematic indie pop stuff, and I got to work with an amazing producer, Bob Hogue. I think you'll like it, and maybe you will love it. You can find it on any music streaming service under Survival Guide, and it's also on vinyl until we run out. There are 5 beautiful vinyl variants, but only 100 of each. You can find me on social media under Survival Guide Music, or find everything at my website, which is Survival Guide without vowels. So that's srvvlgd.com. Hope to see you around online or at a live show.
AV in your ears, that's Ambush V, giving you this audio visual down the most interesting street in the world. With my boy Steve, Fascination Street, you already know. Let's get it when you whip in the Fascination Street. What do you...
Welcome back, Streetwalkers. This episode is with Arielle Raycene. Arielle is a model and an actress in TV, film, and theater, and also she has her hands in the tech startup field. In this episode, we talk about where she was born and raised and how she got into modeling at age 3. Moving on to the big-time commercials by age 4. And then she took a little bit of a break before she came back and just really dove into modeling. We talked about how that happened. We talked about her getting into acting. Some of the projects that she has created herself through the years, and some of the projects that she has been part of, like the horror movie Kill Her Goats, which came out a few months ago, even though it was filmed 7 years ago. We talk about what took so long and what that does for a person's confidence. Before we move on to a newer movie that just recently came out called Confidential Informant, starring Mel Gibson, Kate Bosworth, and of course, Arielle Raycene. It was in theaters. It's streaming now. Go check it out. We also talk about her experience on the Pete Davidson show Bupkis, which is a Peacock original, recently renewed for season 2, and what it was like to work with the great Pete Davidson. I get her to explain what is the attraction. What's with this dude? And of course, we talk about her startup technology company called Real AF. You can imagine what that stands for, but she explains what it is, what she hopes to achieve with it, and why she started it up in the first place. And this is my conversation with model, actress, and tech startup, Arielle Raycene.
Prepare to be fascinated. Prepare to be fascinated. Prepare to be fascinated.
Welcome to Fascination Street Podcast, Arielle Raycene. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderfully. Thank you for asking. I just want to ask about the photo behind you. Are you in a hotel or is that your house?
No, this isn't my house. I am in the Hamptons, staying at a friend's house, and everyone's using a table. So I had to choose the bed, and I have it on this little bin. So yeah, I have no idea about the photo.
Wow, the Hampty Hams. Check you out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Arielle, what I like to do is I like to start from the beginning. It helps the listener understand how the guest got from where they were to where they are. So, where were you born and raised? Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Texas, but raised in Kansas. I spent a little bit of time in LA. That's how I got into acting when I was there as a baby, and I got into SAG. But then my family split, so I spent my time in Kansas. And as you can imagine, there's not a whole lot of acting or modeling or anything there. So I did theater and basically just waited until I could get out of Kansas. And the moment I could, I did.
Where at in Texas?
I was born in Abilene, but living in Monday, Texas, which is just a little dot. And then I moved.
Did you say Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
I've lived in Texas my entire life.
No one's
Never heard of Monday.
I think it's probably like 150 people or something. I don't know.
That sounds awesome. Why did you leave Abilene? You got tired of that dusty ass town?
Well, no, I was living in Monday because that's where my grandmother was, and that's where my mom moved to after the divorce. And then there wasn't a hospital in Monday, so we had to go to Abilene. So that's why I was born in Abilene.
Got you.
Then we moved to Kansas, where my mom's farm was, or her parents' farm.
Sure.
And then we ended up staying there, and that was a bigger dot on the map. Not much bigger, but a little bit bigger. And yeah, that's how I ended up there.
And you said something a few seconds ago. You spent a hot second in Los Angeles, and that's when you became a model. And then you said, when I was a baby.
Yeah, I was a baby. No, I was with LA Models as a baby. And then I started doing commercial work for them. And that's how I got my SAG at 3.
What kind of modeling do babies do?
Oh, like Flower Girl. They show the outfits for Flower Girls. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like catalog modeling and things like that?
Yeah, catalog modeling. Just like baby stuff, you just advertise baby stuff.
That's so cute. Do you still have some of those? Like, do you have copies of those things?
Yeah, my mom kept some magazines. I want to see the commercials that I did, but back in the day, it wasn't really a thing to be able to like record it or something, So those are lost.
Have you searched on YouTube? Because there's some pretty wild stuff on YouTube.
You're right. I actually haven't, but I don't know if my name would be attached to it. I would just have to like know the date. And I don't know if my mom knows specifically.
Right. Well, do you remember anything about what the commercial was like?
I know it was an AT&T commercial and someone was holding me upside down and I was like in overalls. I don't know.
Sounds like an interesting commercial.
Yeah, it was.
Buy this AT&T phone or we're going to drop this baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the concept, but that's all I was told.
We're going to jump around a little bit because you have so many different things that I want to talk about.
Fine, jump around. That's how my brain works, jumping around.
Yes, we will do that. So then fast forward, you're in high school. We fast forwarded a lot. So you're in high school and then, I don't know, just like every single kid or almost none of the kids, you decide you're going to make a documentary in high school.
Oh, that was college, actually. I made a documentary.
Oh, it was college?
Yeah. In high school and stuff, I got all of the neighborhood kids, and I would make like videos instead of writing a paper if the teacher approved. So I had fun doing that.
So describe that situation. So the teacher is like, hey, write a paper on what? And then you're like, how about instead?
Yeah, I was just like, how about I show you in a video form and then the class can watch it. So I got to do that a few times.
How were those received?
From what I remember, everyone liked it. I mean, it was definitely creative. I remember my dogs were like horses for some reason at one point. And, I didn't know how to edit. So when I was every take, and then if it was a mess up, you just rewind it and then reshoot it, So I wish I could find them. They have to be somewhere like from my hometown in Wellington, but that was fun. I don't know why I loved it. I loved it so much. I guess maybe it was a hint on why I like this industry.
Sure.
I made a documentary in college because it was documentary class, but it won an award.
That's a good reason to make a documentary.
Yeah, but it won an award, which was really cool, and we got some money for it.
What was the subject of the documentary?
Child obesity and how it is in like schools, and how like some schools, like low income schools, they're taking away PE. And then, they count pizza as a vegetable because it has tomatoes on it or something. It was a lot of crazy things out there. And there's just not education for health. They were just doing away with that. But it's a very important subject because kids need to learn about it. And, like there's so much soda instead of water, just a lot.
You said that this documentary won an award with a monetary prize attached?
Yes, it won the BEA award in Vegas. So like our dean and some people in our class got to go down there with our families, and they paid for us to go down there, and we won.
Sweet. And you won money? What'd you do with it?
Yeah, I won money. I just lived, I was really poor. Didn't have any money.
I paid bills with it, Steve.
Yeah.
What college was this that you went to?
I went to the Walter Cronkite School in Arizona.
Oh, snap. To be a
broadcast
newsreader person?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I majored in broadcast journalism, minored in theater, because my family was like, you got to like major in something other than acting, even though that's all I wanted to do. So I was like, cool, just be like Ryan Seacrest. What do I got to do? So naive.
Ryan Seacrest. That's awesome.
So naive. I really thought and then after that, when I got to LA, the whole acting thing, for whatever reason, I thought in my head it would just happen. I think that's probably what a lot of people think. And then you get there and you realize nothing's just going to happen. Those days are gone.
Do you think if you would have majored in acting, you would have taken a class that said, hey, it's not going to just happen?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Probably, yes, probably. I mean, I was taking classes up until then and I knew how hard it was, but still, whatever was in me was just like, oh, doesn't matter how hard it is. I got this. I got this.
Where do you think you got that confidence from?
I don't know. I'm very blessed and lucky. I've always known I was going to go be an actor, in my soul. I never had to question it. I know some people don't really know what they want to do or what they want to be or where to pursue their skills, but I just always knew deep rooted in me that's where I was going and what I was going to do. So I guess maybe it was just that because I just knew.
So you started modeling when you were 3.
Yeah.
Did your first commercial when you were 4. I'm going to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to not answer it if you don't want to, or if it makes you uncomfortable at all. How does one go from being an upside down baby model in commercials to Maxim, FHM, Playboy? How does that happen? Was this like a modeling agency path? Did you take a break for a while and then be like, hey, you know what I want to do? And then, pursue it that way? Or did they reach out to you?
I guess when I got back to LA, I was always working on the acting side, but modeling was covering the bills at the moment. And modeling usually you do it, you get paid, the product is done. So everyone saw me as this model again. So that just kind of happened. And once you get the ball rolling, it just keeps going. So that's how that happened. But modeling was it's always a good way to pay for your bills while you're in LA trying to get acting work.
Sure.
But it does make you seem like you're just a model because then people are like, oh, you're just you just popped up as an actor, but you were always working trying to do the acting. It just takes so much longer for anyone to see the work as an actor.
So you made a bigger splash faster modeling. And so then when people are looking at you for acting, they're like, well, you're doing this other thing.
Right. Yeah. It's catch-22. I mean, how do you win, right? It's one of those things too, where oh, the agent won't take you because you have no credits, but you can't get any credits without the agent.
Yeah, you can't get this job without experience. That applies to every industry ever.
Yeah, I know.
How hard do you feel that it is for you to be taken seriously as an actress? Because, ladies and gentlemen, she is an actress in TV, theater, and film. I have to imagine that was no easy task to overcome. I don't want to say overcome your modeling career, but I mean, to be taken seriously as an actress, they're looking at all this modeling. They're looking at your, 350,000 followers on whatever. How do you get them to take you seriously in this acting, your chosen field?
I think there was a time where I decided, I have to pivot a little and not be posting modeling stuff so much. I think that probably helps. Then at the end of the day, you see Emily Ratajkowski doing whatever the hell she wants, and she was still an actor, right? So it's all a catch-22, and you all have to make your own path, however it's going to be. If you think you're an actor, then you are an actor. So I would say I pivoted my image a little, and then, I don't know, you just got to keep going. They're going to look at you and think of you however they want, no matter what. So you just have to keep plugging away and keep proving them wrong or whatever.
So how did you have that conversation with yourself? How come you didn't give up? I know that you started listening to Tony Robbins a little while ago, and that's kind of done some things for you on the inside, but is that one of the things that helps you just not give up? Because I mean, you picked some of the hardest industries to work in. They're all mean at times and cruel. It's just all rejection almost all the time.
All the time.
So how do you keep moving? How do you keep from quitting?
It's a good question. I definitely do a lot of work on my brain and feeling like I'm enough, because it's a really hard business to feel like you're enough in. I've had moments of where I'm like on the absolute bottom, crying, telling my mom I'm quitting. And I did a whole thing a couple years ago on Christmas where I quit. I told everyone.
For like a whole month, right? You quit?
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a whole thing. And, at the end, I was just like, what am I doing? There's nothing else I really love. And like, that's what I think about. I go back to all the time. Like, I really just love the art of it, the craft of it, everything about it. Not so much all the struggles, but the struggles are what I think make you. I really love the study of a person. I mean, I could do other things, but it hits everything I love so much. And it's like, if you don't love anything else, then how can you do something else, right?
Mm.
I mean, I do love other things, but this is in me. I just have to get it done.
So when did you know that this is how you felt about acting?
Since I was little, I think. I mean, I was always acting and doing like different things when I was a kid and like performing for my family. I just always knew.
Well, what do they think about that? I don't imagine that Midwesterners are super excited about sending their kid to Los Angeles.
No, I feel like no one in my family really understands me. They all like talk about sports all the time and they really love the athlete kids and all that stuff. So I'm like a little foreigner, I guess, to them, and they don't really even ask me anything. Like, I don't know if they don't know what to ask me, or I don't know. It's weird.
What do you mean they don't ask you anything?
They don't really ask me anything. I don't know if they don't know what to ask. They have said, like, one time my uncle was like, well, why can't you just get on the Hallmark channel? And I was like, well, can you call up the Hallmark channel and get me on there? So I think it's just, they don't know, if you don't know, you don't know. But my dad was a doctor and he wanted me to be a doctor, but I can't even look at blood. And so that's just absurd. My dad was never pleased about this, but nothing's changing. So he's supportive now about it. My mom's always been a big cheerleader. She was like, you get the hell out of here and you go follow your dreams. I think my mom really helped me get out.
That's really sweet. I had a similar instance, not with a family member, but a friend. I've been doing this for 6 years, and early on, before I had any real big name on the show, I had this dude, quote unquote friend. He sat me down and he said, look, man, what you're doing is cool, but what you need to do is you need to get really, really famous people on your show, but before they become famous. And I just like blinked at him like, I don't, what? Like,
right?
What are you talking about?
It's all that catch-22 stuff.
You say you can't even stand the sight of blood, which is weird since you were covered in it in a little horror film called Kill Her Goats.
Yeah, but I knew it was fake and it was like sugary and sweet,
So you were tasting it?
Yeah, I wanted to know what was on me.
Okay, let's talk about this movie, Kill Her Goats. It came out a few months ago, and if I am correct, it took 7 years to be released.
It took so long. Yeah, I don't really know why. I think there was some like battle between who owned it or something. And then during COVID, they just said whatever, and then it got resolved. And then after COVID, they could start working on it again. And then here we are.
That is so weird.
It's crazy watching yourself from like forever ago.
I know. I bet you like forgot most of you had to watch it just to remember that you were even in it.
I honestly didn't think it was ever going to see the light of day. So I was just like, I did do movies, guys. I've done it.
I promise.
Yeah.
So it is my understanding that this is a fairly regular occurrence. A lot of stuff gets made and just never comes out. And it's not just you, it's everybody. I've talked to some super famous people that made stuff that will never come out ever. Again, how do you not give up? You're like, oh, finally, I'm the lead in a movie. And then 7 years later, you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Like, how do you not give up? I need to know how to not give up.
It was the adventure of that whole thing. Is practice, like I had a really good time being the first on the call sheet, having to be in every scene. And it was good practice for me, I would say. And also at that time, I was like really struggling.
You mean financially or?
Yeah, financially. So yeah, emotionally, I'm sure emotionally I was really struggling too, because that is a roller coaster all the time. But yeah, I was going and looking for jobs as a waitress or a host. And I remember I'd apply, but I had no history in like waitressing or hosting.
Again, how do you get the job with that experience of the job?
Yeah, especially in LA, it's like everyone is way ahead of you in that category usually. So I finally got a job and they hired me because it was like Kansas, like a Kansas bar where all the Kansas locals came to or whatever. And then I booked this job. And so I didn't have to take this job. So it was great. It was cool. I was like, never mind.
Remember how you were reluctant to hire me? Well, guess what?
Yeah, I'm out. But yeah, it was like on the same day I got hired. They called me, said I was hired. Then I got booked on the job. So it was cool. Just in the nick of time.
So when this movie finally did come out, was there a premiere or anything for it?
No, there wasn't.
It just kind of came out. You got an email that was like, hey, your movie's out.
Well, I went and did some autograph packages because, horror fans are really like crazy. Yeah, like it's a whole, not a cult, but it's like a whole thing.
You can say cult. Oh, no, it's a cult.
Yeah, okay, it's a cult. It's a whole thing. So they really like love their packages and like everything and like the knickknacks and all that stuff. There was a really cool package that went out with it.
Did you get to keep one?
Yeah, I have one. It's cool.
Oh, cool. Did you autograph your own package?
No, I didn't, but I should. But I went and signed a bunch of stuff and we filmed it and all that stuff.
Forgive me if this is a gross question. And again, you don't have to answer it, but something like that, like this is a project you did 7 years ago. And then they're going, hey, do you want to come back and promote this? Do they pay you this second round to go promote stuff?
Yeah, technically I wouldn't be able to do that now because of the SAG strike, but.
Sure. So during the SAG strike, you're just not allowed to promote anything, right? Any specific thing?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to promote anything as long as I'm not getting paid for it.
Oh.
I don't know. Everyone feels a different way. I went to the Oppenheimer screening. It wasn't a premiere, so there's no more premieres. It was like just to show the cast and the crew. Well, the cast didn't show up, but it was the crew. And like it was to celebrate the crew. I mean, it's already been done. And there's part of the union that believes that we should just boycott all the films until the studio gets resolved with what we want. But then there's another part of us or a part of the union that believes that we should go see the movies because it proves to the studio heads that they need us at the end of the day. We're bringing in the money and to go see the movies. So it's a very delicate time. I don't know who's right or wrong in that area.
Well, I'm going to steer clear of that because I don't know anything about it, and I'm going to stick my big nose out of it.
That's probably a good idea.
Hey, Streetwalkers, here's a word from our sponsors.
My Grandpa's Grandpa is an award-winning children's book. The story is that a grandfather, me, is tucking in Charlie, my grandson. Like all little children, he starts asking questions at bedtime. The questions he asks are about my grandfather. This book is a great way to think about how you can share stories of your family members with your children and grandchildren. You can order this book by going to Amazon or my website, cool-grandpa.us. If you purchase the book from my website, be sure to use the coupon code FS25 and save 25% on your order of my book, My Grandpa's Grandpa, from now until the end of the year.
Let's get back into it.
Like I said, we're going to bounce around a little bit. A few years ago, you did a project called Stated. Can you tell me a little bit about that project and how it came to be?
Yeah, okay. So I just really wanted to do something. Sometimes you really feel creative and you got your juices going. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I do, absolutely. You get in a zone.
Yeah. And I was just really inspired to do something that was fun to me and quirky and like just fit my personality. So I decided to do like this whole series of a one-man show of like short speeches or songs or monologues. Some were long monologues, but like flip it on their head. And I had to go to Bali for a Maxim shoot. So I decided to go earlier and shoot in Bali and go see like the whole island. Because usually you go on location and you never leave the location and you don't really see anything, but you fly for 18 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So I shot it all in Bali, all over. So I got to see it all. I flew out the DP and we just started doing it and it was fun. I was just inspired to do something for myself.
And so what was the home for these vignettes? Where do they land? Where can people go see them? Are they on a website? Where are they?
Someone bought them and they haven't done anything with them.
Somebody bought them and then put them on a shelf.
Yes, Playboy did use some of them on their site, and then the other people, I don't know when it's coming. I have no idea.
So I guess I should have asked what you meant by turned them on their head.
Like, I did Miss Susie had a steamboat. The steamboat had a bell like that, but I was giving birth. It was crazy things like that. It was really weird stuff. And then I did, what is the Will Smith song in the TV show that he did?
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So I did that. But like I created this whole thing with Barbie dolls and stuff, like a whole city. They were talking and this girl, me, like going through and like gold is pouring on, I don't know. It was really weird. It's super bizarre stuff that I was doing, but it was really funny. I mean, I thought it was funny.
Can you buy that back and then just send that one just to Will Smith? I just want to see his face.
I can send it to you.
You have that? Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I have them all. I mean, technically they're still mine, but someone, honestly, I don't know how long that contract was, if they were going to do something or not with it. I should read it.
You should definitely read it. Oh yeah, for sure. Send it to me. I won't share it with anybody. That just sounds crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. That sounds wild.
They are wild. They're wild little pieces. And, I look back on it and I was like, because I did 18 of these things and had to have them memorized. And I was like, where did I get this energy? And what inspired me to do all this weird stuff? It was fun. It was just like, they say, I read this book where it's like, an idea will come to you and it'll only stay with you if you do something with it, right? Or it's going to move on.
Is this The Artist's Life or something like that?
I don't know what it is, but maybe.
The book I meant.
That's The Artist's Way. I think they talk about it a little in it.
Okay.
Another book just about an idea will come to you and you have to do something or it'll leave you and go to the next person. And this idea came to me and I was like, let's do it. And I was so obsessed. I remember I wasn't doing anything besides just memorizing scripts. And I would go meet with my acting coach and we would just try to figure out how to make it the weirdest thing possible.
How do you sell something? How do you shop something like that? It's not like you have an agent for weird stuff.
No, my ex-boyfriend was a producer. So he helped me do it.
Is he the one that you have joint custody of the dog with?
Yeah. How do you know that? He's right here. I have him right now, actually.
Oh, it's your weekend. That's funny. Also, a few years ago, you were writing a short film about Andy Warhol where you were going to use only his famous quotes or something. Did you do it?
I have it done. It's just I never shot it. And now I really can't shoot it. But it was really cool, actually. And you can do it with basically any actor that has a lot of quotes. So I did it with Andy Warhol. And then there's Marilyn Monroe. And it's basically an interview. I was really rambunctious and I wanted to play every character. Obviously, it was just too much. But I really wanted to play Andy Warhol because I loved Andy Warhol. He just created me when I was younger. I don't know why. I love The Factory. And that's kind of why I think I did these one-man shows, because it was a version of Andy Warhol. I was like, someday people will understand me, but until then. But yeah, so Andy Warhol comes into the studio and there's all these lights. And then I wanted to play the news anchor too, or the reporter. Basically, all you do is set up questions for him to say everything that he's ever said in his life. And I want to do a whole series of all the quotes of these celebrities and stuff, because it's really interesting and fascinating when you put them together and you kind of get what the world saw of them with their quotes.
That would be a super fun and interesting series of little short vignettes or whatever.
I know.
That'd be cool.
It would be fun.
Do Frank Sinatra and go.
Yeah, no, but you could. Anyone with lots of quotes, it's fun.
Yeah, anybody who won't shut up.
Mm-hmm. And Andy Warhol didn't even like to talk, but there's all these books out about him. And it's he did this phone call series with one of his friends. And he's just so weird and fascinating. I loved it.
You said you love The Factory. That's that movie he did, right?
I don't love the movie.
Okay, good. I was like, what? Why?
I think it was the vibe. You always want what you weren't in or can't have or whatever. And I would like to experience the New York days at The Factory. When I read his books, he made it sound magical. And I know nothing is as good as it sounds ever, but it just sounded magical.
Sweet. Now We're about to get real AF.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is real AF?
Well, you know what it means, right?
I think I know what it means.
Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, it's real as fuck.
What? Okay, what is it?
Okay, so you know how the Apple goggles are coming out?
I didn't, but okay. Like virtual reality things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spatial web is going to eventually take over.
Spatial web?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what my hope for Real AF is that in this time of all these like edited photos and everyone altering their bodies and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what makes you feel better about yourself. And I think there's a time and place for all of that for sure. Instagram is a great example for that. Like, let's put our best foot forward and look as pretty as possible. Fine. I do think we're going a little bit crazy though. And I don't know how our kids are growing up, because I see these young girls and they're like insecure and they have to like fix their legs or whatever, which is crazy. I'm like, you're perfect, But my hope for Real AF is that everyone will have a profile. And so what happens is we get people into the studio and it's 360 volumetric space. It's really who you are. Like, we can't edit, and you can place the person, after we get the video scan of you, anywhere you are in the world. Like, I can put someone in my living room or this bedroom that I'm in right now, and there's no editing involved. So my hope is that everyone will have a Real AF profile of like what you actually look like in real life if you were standing right here.
It's like I go to a place and they do like a 3D scan of my body, me, my person.
Yeah, and you can like talk or do whatever you want. And, there's other people that are doing like contortionists or doing like cool things, and like singers are going to be doing it, and they can lock it, and like you could have a singer in your living room or whatever in a space. But my hope right now, just like basic, is everyone has a Real AF profile and everyone can like be seen for who they really are.
Okay, so let's talk about like let's compare it to, I don't know, Patreon. You know what Patreon is, right?
I know what Patreon is, but I haven't been on it.
For those listeners, Patreon is a subscription-based thing where you get perks and rewards and things for supporting whatever the artist is. So let's just say if I was a singer, then maybe one of my Patreon levels or rewards would be if you donated to the $20 Patreon this month or subscribed to the $20 Patreon, then I'll send you a song or something that, nobody else gets. So it's kind of an exclusive arrangement. And so is your hope, like with Real AF, is that something like, again, let's say I'm a singer, for whatever dollar amount or whatever, I can send my subscribers, like I can be in their living room in their goggles, singing a song?
Yeah, they can lock it, whatever their profile wants. They can lock whatever they want on their profile. They can send a direct link to their fans or however they want to do it, and then their fans can unlock it.
How close is this technology from existing?
It exists.
It exists right now?
Yeah. It's just like major studios are using it, and it costs a lot of money.
Major studios are using it to get rid of you fools so that they don't have to pay you, right?
Well, no. That's not what. No, we're not doing that. No, just like major green screens and stuff like that,
Oh, okay.
And like they're doing music videos sometimes with it. It's just all very pricey for like a few minutes in there. But I figured out a way to make it a little cheaper.
I was about to ask, how come it's expensive for them, but like you're making it rain over there? What's going on?
No, I'm not. Just deals on deals on deals.
Oh, okay.
Making everyone happy.
There you go. So this is a thing that already exists?
Yeah. It's like called Meta Stage, that they have it primarily right now. Yeah, the 360 volumetric studios do exist.
So if somebody wanted more information on this or to participate on either side of this arrangement, where would they go to find out more information?
On our website.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, info.realaf.app. I'm doing a casting and I'm trying to find people who are any walks of life, but someone that feels passionately, if they do, about what the whole editing and beauty expectations have done to us.
What is the casting for? Are you doing a documentary about this, or is this?
No, I want to find like a face for people to come in and do their profile. So it would be like the first 100 people setting up their Real AF profile of them actually being just them.
Got you. Now, Arielle, you did a movie with some people.
I did.
You did a movie that was called Informant. Now it's called Confidential Informant. Is that right?
Oh, you're good. You do know things.
Thank you.
You're right. I know I was actually a little confused when that happened.
So this stars Mel Gibson, Kate Bosworth, you, and then some other people that, we don't really care about them. Did you make this movie like 10 years ago and it's just now coming out, or?
Yeah, I made it like right when I turned 18. No, actually, this came out in a timely manner. I shot it last summer, so even less than a year.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
I would imagine this was a pretty big production with the names like that. Yeah. What's the studio behind this? Do you remember?
It was Lionsgate.
Lionsgate. What was it like to be on the set of a Lionsgate film? Those fools throw money around like it's free.
I don't think any studio is just going like this anymore, but
Okay, what about craft services?
Yeah, that was good, actually. That was amazing. Very good.
Yeah, I heard a long time ago a bunch of indie filmmakers talking about if you don't have very much money or none, and you're going to pay your actors and your crew nothing or almost nothing, you better spend a lot of money on craft services to keep all those fools happy.
Absolutely.
Was this just a casting call that you got this film?
Yeah, I guess a casting call is what it is, technically.
An audition process thing?
Yeah, an audition. I feel like a casting call is like when we're like all those cows that get lined up, to get slaughtered. That's what I feel like a casting call is.
That sounds horrific. What's this movie about?
I really don't like casting calls. I try to avoid them at all costs.
That's what it sounds like.
But auditions are fine.
So tell me about Confidential Informant. And also, are you the confidential informant?
I don't want to give it away. A good thriller, mystery thriller. I don't want to give it away, but I have a fun little part that I've always wanted to be. I was a stripper, always wanted to figure out what it's like to be a stripper. So I got to do it. And that was like a dream come true for me. I feel like it would have been scary, like the idea of getting naked, but I wasn't just getting naked. I was working, as a stripper.
Sure.
So that was actually very exhilarating, and going to pole classes, and I actually hung out at the strip club a lot and talked to all the strippers, and I almost auditioned at a strip club because I was like, if I have to do this on camera, I have to do it here, right?
No, you do it on set where it's a safe space.
I know, but I just wanted the challenge because in my head I go, what seems scary? That seems scary. That seems scarier than being on set. So I was like, let's go do this. But
so you just run toward the scary stuff?
Yeah, I love it. It's how I grow.
Oh, cool. That's how you level up.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. That's what I've been doing.
So Confidential Informant is actually going to hit the theaters. Is that right? Unless SAG-AFTRA does some really crazy shit in the meantime?
It was in theaters.
It was in theaters.
I don't know if it still is. I don't know what's happening with every...
Sure. Oh, okay. Did you see it in the theater?
I went to Lionsgate and saw it.
Oh, you saw it at the studio?
Yeah, we had a screening. It was like a little baby premiere at the studio.
Sweet. Was Mel and Kate there?
They're working.
Gotcha. I'm glad those kids landed on their feet and they can still find jobs.
Me too.
So how did you like seeing yourself up on the big screen? Like, I know that you didn't get to see Kill Her Cows on the big screen, or Kill Her Goats. Cows. See, you got cows.
No, I love Kill Her Cows. That makes so much more sense from my Kansas days. We had cows, not goats. It was fun. It was a good time. I liked it. Honestly, though, it's always hard watching me on the screen. So I'm always like, I tense up. I'm like one of those actors that I've been there. I lived it. I don't really need to watch it,
Sure. That makes sense. I don't listen to any of these episodes.
Oh, really?
No. Come on now.
Like some people post a story on Instagram and just keep watching it and keep watching it. And I was like, what?
Their own story?
That's their own story. It's crazy.
I do listen to my show, but that's just to make sure that nothing got messed up.
That's good. I mean,
when it first comes out, I listen to it on that first day, and sometimes I have to go back and make some changes because something got messed up.
well, a director has to watch the movie,
Exactly. Confidential Informant, it was in theaters. It probably isn't now. By the time you hear this, go find it somewhere. It's going to be streaming. It's all the people. It's Mel Gibson. It's Kate Bosworth. It's Arielle Raycene.
Yeah, it's on Apple too.
Oh, okay, cool.
All the streaming services right now.
Oh, rad. You're in a thing with Pete Davidson, Bupkis. Okay, here's the thing. Please don't take this the wrong way.
What?
I did not know Pete Davidson had a TV show.
You didn't?
No.
Oh my goodness. Where do you live?
I live in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, that's why. Because in LA,
What?
in LA, you can't blink without seeing his face for the advertisement.
Oh, because y'all have billboards and stuff? Yeah, we don't do that here. Our billboards are for churches and to denigrate the opposite political party of whichever one is paying for the ad.
San Antonio is cute.
So tell me about working with the legendary Pete Davidson on this Peacock series, Bupkis.
Well, he's everything that all the women think he is.
Okay, cool. Tell me what that is, because none of the guys know what that is.
I don't know why the guys don't think it. Like, why?
Why we don't think that Pete Davidson is super charming and a hunk?
Yeah. Who do you guys think is super charming and a hunk?
Well, Bruce Willis used to be, manly men's.
Yeah, okay. I get it. It's like a new age type of thing, or it's like it appeals to a certain thing a girl wants to try, maybe, maybe not like the normal thing, but like the fun, I don't know, just like another thing.
So he's like a bad boy?
Yeah. I mean, he's not though, but he kind of seems like it, but he's not.
But he has bad boy vibes?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a bad boy, right?
No, he looks like the little kid who got beat up in every single class that anybody ever went to.
I don't know, he just has a thing. How people just have a thing.
But here's the thing. I know that I'm ragging on Pete Davidson. I've never met the man, but from the people who I have talked to who have met him, he is one of the nicest, most genuine people that they've ever met.
The dog. And
so I kind of feel bad that I'm giving this guy a rash of shit just based on purely his media image. Come on now.
But that's what the TV show is about, really. So maybe you should watch it.
Oh, that it's about he's not a total douche like he's portrayed in the media? Like
it's just like, what he has to deal with from the media all the time.
Oh, so he's playing himself?
Yeah, he's playing himself.
Oh, well, get right on out of the city.
What?
Get right on out of town. Okay, well, maybe I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, check it out. It's worth watching the first few episodes.
Just the first few.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm just saying, like, you'll like it. I like it. I liked it all. But I know some people are like, oh, I stopped after this episode or whatever, just because, like, I think men can't handle watching him for so long, maybe. I don't know. Because that only came from, like, some guys I know. But, like, I enjoyed all of it. And it just got renewed for season 2.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's rad. Good for him.
Yeah.
He was okay, I guess, in Saturday Night Live, but his film, King of Staten Island?
Yeah.
That was an amazing film.
I love that movie.
It was so good. Props to that guy. I don't think it got enough props, and it got a lot of props, but I don't think it got enough. It was a really good movie. So working with him was fun, right?
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Was he as dreamy as you thought he would be?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a rumor, and I want to know if this is true. When you went to go shoot your scenes or whatever on this Bupkis show, did you really unfollow Kim Kardashian so she wouldn't think you were like stalking her man or some shit? Like what?
No, I unfollowed the Kardashians just in case, like, I didn't want to seem like I was an obsessive person. I was a fellow actor, not like a fangirl,
Do you do that every time you go for a role? You just unfollow all the famous people? Like you're just like, wow.
No, I just didn't want it to be like, she follows all the Kardashians. She must be obsessed with me. I didn't want that to like be a thing.
But you are obsessed with her, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I really do like Kim. Okay.
I've heard her in some pretty long form interviews. Again, the media just cuts up stupid clips and makes everybody seem like a total ass. But she seems like a really, really caring and smart person.
What I say, I'm one of those people that, like, I don't know why, I don't even know them, but I'll like defend her if someone's talking shit.
Oh, I won't do that at all, but
I will. I don't know why. It bothers me when people like talk shit for no reason and I don't even know the person. Like, what is it?
That's the best time to talk shit. Think about all that shit I was talking about poor Pete Davidson. I don't know that guy.
I know. It's just crazy how like there's just so many haters in the world and like they spend their time hating on people. It's just bizarre.
Oh, let's talk about haters. You've got nearly 350,000 followers or something like that on Instagram. Last time I looked, that number could be doubled by now. I don't know. How much hate do you get on social media just because you have a big number of followers?
It's so random, the comments I'll get sometimes about whatever, but they'll just be mean. They'll call me fat or ugly, but like, it's just weird the things they'll pick,
I'm sorry, that's a comment that somebody will put.
something like that or whatever.
You know, I have posted thousands of things on Instagram, and not one single time has anybody ever said that about me.
I don't know. It's super random when people like find me and they want to hate on me, but you know, it is what it is. But sometimes I get like, I can't imagine like how the Kardashians have to deal with.
Do you think they're even running their own social media? Come on now.
Maybe. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. But I just feel like they get so much hate. And like sometimes when I see something stupid, I want to like go back and be like, you know, and fight. But like, I know that's not the wise thing to do. But sometimes in me, I need to do it because I just don't understand why.
Instead, do you just block those people?
I do. And everyone says don't do that. Like a fan is a fan if they hate you. And I'm like,
Yeah, but they don't know you're blocking them, right?
oh, they just can't see me anymore. So it might be like,
Oh, they can't see you? I thought that when you blocked them, you couldn't see them.
I can't see them. They can't see me.
Oh, well, maybe. Oh, I have a lot of apologies to hand out.
I think Bella Hadid, like she would go through and like block everyone that was mean to her, which is probably a lot of work.
Again, I'm going to imagine that that's not her doing that. She assigns that task to somebody else.
Probably.
Arielle, where can people find you on social media? We've been talking about social media so much.
Instagram and my threads is at the Arielle Ray. And then my Twitter is Arielle Raycene.
I guess I'm going to have to start mentioning threads when I'm asking people about their things.
I know. I'm just like so up to date, you know?
So do you have a bazillion followers on threads already?
No, not really. I honestly haven't done anything with it.
You got like 9 followers on threads?
No, I have almost 5,000.
Oh, cool. And you haven't posted anything yet? That's awesome.
I posted like very little a long time ago. I know some people just aren't going to sign up because if you piss off threads, you get your Instagram deleted.
Really?
Yeah, like if something happens on threads, you get your Instagram deleted or something. That's what people were saying. So a lot of people are just scared of doing that.
Whoa, I hadn't heard that.
You double check that theory. You know, someone told me on set. And so let's just double check that. But it was too late. So I can't delete threads now. So I got to be good.
You can't delete threads?
No, you can't delete threads. You delete threads, you delete Instagram.
Oh, what a wicked, wicked man. Oh, Mark Zuckercorn, what's wrong with you? Before I let you go, is there anything we didn't talk about or I didn't ask you about that you wanted to talk about today? Like anything specific? Did I miss anything? Did we cover everything?
Well, I think you did great. No, you covered it. I have some more things to plug later, but it's not ready yet. So this is great.
Sure, come back anytime.
Cool.
Arielle Raycene, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day and your hectic sharing your dog with that other dude's schedule to hang out and let us get to know you a little bit better on Fascination Street. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
You have a great rest of your week and have fun in the Hampty Hamps.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Opening music is the song FSP Theme, written, performed, and provided by Ambush Vin. Closing music is from the song Say My Name off the 2021 album Underdog Anthems, used with permission from Jax Hollow. If you like the show, tell a friend. Subscribe and rate and review the show on iTunes and wherever else you download podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All the episodes are available there as well. Check me out on Vero at Fascination Street Pod and TikTok at Fascination Street Pod. And again, thanks for listening.